honorable award winners, distinguished guests, dear friends. The jury for the Free Media Awards this year has consisted of Sylvia Stöber, reporter and editor for ARD Tagesschau; Attila Mong, Berlin-based Europe representative for Committee to Protect Journalists; Inna Sangajieva, head of department for Europe and Central Asia at the Norwegian Helsinki Committee; and myself, Martin Paulsen, head of department for foreign languages at the University of Bergen. All present here today. 2 jury members, Alice Bota, Eastern Europe reporter for Die Zeit, and Yuri Durkot, Ukrainian journalist and translator, were unfortunately not able to join us for this ceremony. Sylvia, would you please take the podium to present the first award?
Georgian journalist Nastasia Arabuli will receive the Free Media Award for her fearless, independent journalism. She has effectively challenged the power structures in her home country by exposing consequences of power for the Tbilisi service of Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. Nastasia Arabuli recently helped conducting a major investigation into the sexual abuse of young women in the Georgian Orthodox Church. She is considered one of the most vocal defenders of LGBTQ+ rights in Georgia. In connection with the introduction of the law on foreign influence and the protests against it in spring, she extensively reported on injustices committed by the authorities. Arabuli is currently conducting an important series of in-depth interviews with political leaders, activists, civil society representatives in the run-up to the upcoming parliamentary elections in Georgia, scheduled for October 26. In recent years, Nastasia Arabuli has documented the systematic persecution of independent voices in Georgia's cultural institutions, drawing attention to the authorities' strategies of control through propaganda and discrediting campaigns. In the aftermath of Russia's massive invasion of Ukraine, Nastasia Arabuli used big data to uncover various attempts to circumvent economic sanctions in Georgia. She wrote about suspicious increase of microchip exports from the US to Georgia since 2022. Nastasia Arabuli herself was among the journalists who bore the brunt of attacks by politicians and government propaganda. Nastasia, please come onto the stage.
I am very happy to be here as a winner of the Free Media Award. When I heard that I had been awarded this prize, I must have said at least 100 times since then that this is especially important in the turbulent and difficult times that my country's democracy and the independent Georgian media are going through today. Today, as I stand here, This so-called Russian law on foreign agents is already enforced in Georgia. This law was adopted by the governments in May 2024 against the backdrop of strong public protest which lasted 2 years and warnings of our friends from Europe. This law, which is already proven as an effective weapon in many countries against civil society and free media, is aimed at silencing me, my colleagues, and hundreds of brave and stubborn people who still believe in fighting for democracy, human rights, freedom of speech, and equality. Even though we will not be silent or stop, no one knows how long we will be able to do the work we love so much in today's Georgia, which is so important for an informed society and a strong democracy. I have been worked as a journalist for 10 years. In 2014, when I took my first steps in this profession, Georgia ranked 84th out of 108 countries in Press Freedom Index. Today, it is 103. We lost more than 20 points. These numbers may not mean much to a significant part of the public. But for journalists, it means difficult access to information, being the target of illegal monitoring, attacks from the authorities, being the subject of disinformational campaigns, unfounded accusations, offensive labels, or sometimes physical attacks. Our job as journalists is sometimes like making the first draft of history. Sometimes it's like collecting evidence at a crime scene. Very often, we are the people who listen to people nobody listens to, who are left alone in the face of an unjust systems, and we are making them believe that it is better to speak than to be silent, to keep fighting for freedom than to surrender. I believe that the fight for justice cannot be in vain. If we want, we can live in a better world. One of the charm of acceptance speeches are the opportunity to express gratitude. I am grateful for to my family, my 2 wonderful daughters and their father, for their patience and respect for my work. I know that is not easy always. I am also grateful to my colleagues from whom I still learn so much. I am especially grateful to people who trust me with their stories. And of course, I would like to thank to Fritt Ord Foundation and Zeitstiftung Bucerius for the existence of this prize and the support for free media. Thank you.